We're together. We're in the same place.
Yes.
Thank God I missed
I missed you.
you.
I missed
So
you too.
much. I missed your face. Like, we were like, okay. Well, actually, we saw each other yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
And we were like,
yeah, your soul was not wanting to see me yesterday.
you're so stupid. I forgot that we were seeing each other
she
yesterday,
kept
like
on
a couple
saying-
times.
No. She kept on saying, I'm going to see you Saturday. And I was like, you keep forgetting you're going to see me
Tomorrow.
Do you not want to see me tomorrow?
No, I did. It's just my brain these days. It was
She's
not
been very
braining.
busy.
Thank you.
She has been.
I want some validation. Yes.
She is on a play in the theater.
The theater.
In the theater. And she has 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now.
Less than 2 weeks
to finish prepping for it.
Yes.
And then she's going to be doing it every day for a week. Well,
yeah, it's 7 nights.
Yeah.
We do, I think we have one day in between.
Off the Sunday.
Yeah, the Sunday.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna.
So she's been busy.
It's gonna test my stamina for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did like a run through the other day, and I was like, oh, so this is like a full run through, like without like stops at all. Like the first time that you practice it how it's supposed to be the day off.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so this is the moment in the play where I really have to like remember to like push myself, because you start getting tired, obviously.
Of course.
So like I was like, okay, you start like noticing those changes in
that's good that you're noticing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's been busy.
Both of us, girl. Both of us.
We've been busy girls.
We've been busy girls. But we're going to let's start going to the point. Let's try to go to the point.
The point is we've been busy.
Yes. And we haven't seen each other.
We haven't seen each other in person. I went away for 2 weeks.
Yes.
To do a movie.
Yes.
Did
we say it?
No, we
didn't. No, we said it on.
We said you said she's in a movie.
Oh, she's in a movie.
I was like, we'll leave it for next week when we're together.
She's in a movie. She went for 2 weeks too. That's why you guys saw us online for 2 weeks. Because our beautiful girl here, she was working in it. She was filming a movie in Calgary.
Yes, I was. And that was interesting.
Wow.
It was a very interesting experience. Loved it. But
can't wait for people to see it because it's
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It'll be a fun one. But it'll probably come out next year. So we'll wait.
You will obviously know in our platforms. Definitely when that's coming up.
Yes, that's for sure. Anyway, that's the update. But now we're back together.
We're back together.
And we're here giving you fun stories.
Two new stories.
That we get from Reddit.
Yes. Same thing. I was like, a reminder that these stories come from Reddit. So remember, there's this platform where anonymous people, sometimes they're not anonymous.
Sometimes they're not.
But like usually.
Which is why they delete sometimes.
I know. You know how many times we're like, oh, let's see, this story sounds great. Like the title, because we obviously don't read the rest of it. But like, oh, the title sounds good. And then they delete it.
And then we have to find other stories.
So these are real people who are putting their stories out there because they actually want perspectives. This is not us just being crazy about giving a perspective. No. They posted in a platform to get
imagine
feedback.
Just us, like going deep into the internet looking for stories, like unsolicited advice
advice.
No, we get it from Reddit. And we share it here and we give our perspectives.
Yes.
And we have 2 new stories today. Do you want to go first?
I can go first.
Go ahead.
Okay. Our first story goes, am I in the run for telling my brother-in-law he needs to book a hotel when he and my sister were staying at my house? My sister and her husband live across the country and decided that they wanted to come visit. I live in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and I set up a bed in my home office because they wanted to stay at my house. They had been here for 4 days. The bathroom has been a big problem. He spends hours in there. After the first day, I talked to my sister about it. She says he has a condition where he needs the bathroom a lot. So I let it rest. On day 3, it was even worse. There was a time where I had to excuse myself to go to the store so I could use the bathroom twice because he wouldn't leave.
Oh my God.
I know. The last day I woke up at 4 a.m. and had to use the bathroom very badly. I knocked on the door and he said he'd be out in a minute.
At 4 a.m.
At 4 a.m. in the morning. I told him I really had to go. It took him an hour to get out. The nearby store wasn't open at that time, and I had to do something. I'm not sorry, and I had to do something I'm not happy I had to do because I couldn't wait.
Yeah.
Oh, the next morning I told him he needs to get a hotel. I can't be blocked from using the bathroom in my own home because he takes it hostage. I get he has a condition, but so do I. I make sure I have my own bathroom when I travel so I don't get in the way of other people needing the bathroom. My sister and her brother and her, I think wants to say her husband, were very upset and called me ableist.
Oh, wow.
I told them what I had to do last night because I was in the bathroom for so long and they said I could have held it. I told them they need to leave and find a hotel or stay with other family. He just can't stay here anymore. Am I in the wrong for telling my sister and brother in law they need to get a hotel when the plan was for them to stay with me for a week? Just quickly before we go in, we are assuming she had to do her thing somewhere else.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, and like
Yeah.
maybe threw it in the garbage or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
Well, thank
God.
God she was like not that visual. She was like, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it sounds like it was that serious.
It was very serious.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Piedra, papel, o tijera. Un, dos, tres. Ah! I feel like you've been winning in the same way like for a while now.
She's gonna go do some research
I know.
on past videos. No, you're not in the wrong. No. Oh my God. Okay. It definitely sounds like he has a very serious condition if he's in the bathroom that often and for that long. But I think if you know about your condition and you know how serious it is, why don't you just get a hotel in the first place? Like, why put your sister-in-law and sister through that, knowing how serious this condition could be? You're not in the wrong for saying go get a hotel, that's for sure. If you in your own home cannot use your bathroom and you had to possibly do your business, let's not assume things, but
Yeah.
you had to do your business in a way that you are not very proud of and very happy about
And comfortable.
and
right?
comfortable at 4 in the morning.
I know.
Like, again, it sounds like he has a very serious condition. If you're in the bathroom for an hour at 4 in the morning, I get it. But be considerate of the person whose home you're staying at. If you know it's that serious, just don't put them through that.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you're calling her an ableist because she's asking you to please get
Be
a hotel.
mindful.
Be mindful and get a hotel. And you're calling her an ableist. I think that's so unnecessary, so rude, and not true from this story. And no, I don't think that you're in the wrong for this is your home. You want to be comfortable. You want to use your bathroom whenever possible. You tried your best to make it a good space for your sister and your brother-in-law, but it doesn't sound like they're being very considerate of your feelings and your needs in your own home. And no, I don't think that you're in the wrong for telling them to get a hotel. I think good for you for doing that.
For doing that.
Yeah.
Well, I have to now come with a different take, the opposite take. I mean, we're family, right? Like I want to say from the get-go that I agree with you. Like I don't think she's in the wrong for like asking that. But I guess if we have to see it in another perspective, maybe more conversation could have been had.
Yeah.
I don't like it sounds like it was really like this happened for like a couple days and then it's like okay, you need to leave. And this obviously it's putting your sister in a very uncomfortable situation. It looks like you guys are like pretty close people, like if you're coming over from a different part of the country to stay at the same apartment, like it looks like you're close to that person. So I don't know, maybe more conversation, like it's maybe you could talk more, like is there any way that this could be worked in a different way for the both of you? Like I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. We don't have information about what type of condition this person has. It sounds really serious though. So they probably didn't have they didn't take into consideration the budget of for paying for a hotel. I don't know what happened afterwards, but it's kind of hard now having to be like, I'm gonna go to a hotel. I think there could be more conversation to it, and there can be more conversation about like, okay, what else? How can we meet in the middle? Because he also needs to understand, like, also telling you, I don't know what type of condition would get you for another hour inside of the bathroom, especially if you know the person is out there waiting. Like, why it took him a full hour to come out?
After that, yeah.
The only thing I can think of is like, this is something that we don't, it's rare, we don't really think about, and we can't even comprehend it. So then it comes from, it comes down to getting together to talk about it and to find ways for this to work, because it's still, it's like maybe during the day, the they can decide and choose to go somewhere. Like they can be the ones going to like the closest coffee shop, or like the closest place or something, and that way you have the bathroom at all times. But I think there can be more meddling before just saying, well, go get a hotel. Because where I come from, that wouldn't be an answer. Like that would never be an answer, to just send somebody to the hotel, because you just kind of find a way in the groove of it. But there needs to be a lot of communication, and with something like this, it can't just be like, oh, I don't want to talk about it because it's too serious. Like, you need to freaking tell me every single detail about this, so I can understand it and be more mindful.
Well, I like that perspective.
I'm really, really trying to
know,
go
you
into
did
like,
great, sweetie.
Thank you, baby.
But I think that's where the sister, the one who's married, went wrong.
Yeah.
Like she did not communicate with the sister where they're staying that this is a very serious condition that could potentially have her husband in the bathroom for that long, constantly during the day.
Very long.
It didn't sound like, if that's the case, then you have to say that from the get-go.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure that this person understands this is the situation, and then let them make the decision in that moment. Do you want us to stay there, or do you want us to go somewhere else? But it doesn't sound like the sister did any of that. And then on top of that, when this sister, where they're staying at her home, says go stay in a hotel, I just don't think that it was fair for them to call her an ableist.
No, that's not okay.
That's not okay.
Nobody knows. And well, if we can add something to this whole situation, it's like, if you're going to somebody's house, right? Like, talk about, like, think of every little thing, that every little detail that every little thing that it's hard for you or anything. Like, be mindful of who you are and how difficult it can be to live with you, and communicate that to the host.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is for everything, for any single dynamic
things. Yeah.
Because this is a little bit extreme in the sense of like, it's a bathroom, it's like a full. But even if you're a person who wakes up in the morning, like when my parents stay over, like I always tell them that my husband wakes up very early, like, like in the sense of like, they might hear like some noise, because it happened actually. I think a better example is like, my friend stayed over, Erika, a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, just so you know, and she was like super fine, but like, you say those things, even if the two people don't have any problem about it, even just knowing that this is happening helps.
Yeah. Again, people communicate. It's actually amazing how often we're hearing now that it's like, people are not communicating clearly, and they kind of just tend to like attack each other, or it ends up being in an argument, when it's like, no, even if you don't communicate all of these things from the get-go, there's still a chance to communicate calmly
afterwards
and openly.
But I do think we can be more mindful beforehand. I think so many problems can be avoided by being like, let me see what I have, like what I do, what I the things that I bring to the table that could be a little bit annoying for the other person.
Especially in this situation, like, you know how serious your husband's condition is.
Exactly.
You live with him.
If you're going to go stay with somebody, if you're going to travel with somebody, like, there are so many situations in which you have to look inside and be like, what can I...
You may be used to it. That's fine.
But not everybody.
But not everybody's going to be.
And not everybody will adjust.
And nobody's going to adjust, and not everyone's going to accept it. You can, and you do, and that's great. but you have to be mindful of other people.
Yes.
That's it.
We're going for the
Second story.
Second story.
Okay. Am I in the wrong for not letting my friend borrow one of my designer dresses for a wedding after she called me shallow for buying them? I'm 26, female, have a stable job, no kids, and I like to treat myself sometimes. I've saved up for a few designer dresses over the years, nothing outrageous, just a handful of nice pieces I wear to special events. I'm careful with them, and they mean a lot to me because they're things I actually worked hard for. One of my close friends, Lena, she said her name. Lena, 27, female, has always made snide comments about my clothes. Stuff like, I don't get how you can spend that much on fabric, or I could never be that shallow. I usually laugh it off, but honestly, it does get under my skin. She clearly thinks I'm materialistic, even though I've never judged her style or spending habits. Anyway, she's going to a wedding soon and she texted me out of the blue asking to borrow one of my dresses. No apology, no acknowledgement of the past comments, just you have so many, I figured you wouldn't mind. I politely said no, explaining I don't lend them out, especially for trips where I won't be there. She snapped back that I was being selfish and dramatic, and now a few mutual friends are chiming in saying it's just a dress, but I can't help feeling like it's more than that. Why should she benefit from something she's constantly belittled me for?
Wow, I already have a take.
For both?
Oh, wait. For both, yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Wow, yeah. Piedra, papel, tijera. Un, dos, tres. She's winning. She has. I think you have a streak of I don't know how many. Like
First it was you, now
it's you, but it's been like a couple episodes. Okay, so
I'm gonna say
mm-hmm.
you're not in the wrong.
She's not in the wrong.
You're not in the wrong for not letting her borrow a dress.
Okay, and I have a take. Okay.
No, I'm gonna say you're not in the wrong.
I love that. I actually love this dynamic in this story.
Yes. I'm gonna agree with your take as well.
Probably. And I'm gonna agree with yours too.
Yeah. But I don't think that you're in the wrong. Because I can completely understand you being very. Some people don't like to let other people borrow their clothes, first and foremost. But these are very important to you. They're expensive. If they're a designer, they're expensive. You've worked hard to get them. So I can completely understand you not feeling comfortable letting someone borrow it, especially if you're not going to be there, like you said. But on top of that, you have your friend literally telling you you're shallow because she literally said to you, I would never be that shallow. So it might be like petty Betty of me, but I would do the exact same. I would say no. On top of that, I would honestly comment as to why you're not borrowing this dress. But anyway, that's just me. I don't think that you're in the wrong. If this is a friend of yours, first of all, that's not a very nice friend to be making comments about you that way. What you do with your money is your business. You don't even need to explain whether you have kids or not. That's it's literally no one's business. However you want to spend your money, you spend it that way.
Yep.
But then you have a friend coming to tell you that you're shallow and that she would never spend that much money on on fabric. Okay, then why do you want to borrow my dress?
Love that.
No, you're not. No.
Why do you want to borrow?
Why do you want to borrow my dress?
Do you think it's shallow?
I would wear. Exactly.
This is shallow to wear it.
You're gonna look so shallow wearing it.
Exactly. That's a good one. You're gonna be so shallow wearing it.
Yeah.
No, don't let yourself get that.
Trying to help you
get to that level.
Exactly.
Oh
exactly. See, petty. But no, I don't think that you're in the wrong for. And I honestly, I let friends borrow my stuff. Only certain friends, or my sister. But I know they're gonna take care of my stuff. And I'm not giving away designer stuff. I don't have designer stuff. But I'm very careful with my belongings as well.
Yeah.
Especially my clothes, especially as women, and our clothes are like, we love our items. So I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. I don't think that you're in the wrong. And then your other friends coming in and making you feel like a piece of shit
Yeah,
for
because
not
it's just
letting
a
her book because it's just a
dress.
dress. Well, you know what? Doesn't matter. Even if it's no because no, it's your clothing items and you can do whatever you want with it.
That's my take. Wait.
It's still part of you're not wrong.
Yeah, but I have another part.
Okay, you
Like, okay,
yes,
perfect.
go.
So, agree completely in the sense of like this is your like it sucks that this friend was like the whole time telling you, "Oh, you are shallow, blah blah blah." And like
And now she wants to borrow a dress. Okay.
yeah, and like criticizing you for spending your money however way you want. Now, you wrote it yourself. You gave two different explanations, and I think that's where it went wrong. That's what I think the problem is. Stick to it. Sorry, I don't lend my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't let people borrow my stuff. That's it. I think where it went wrong is you have had these feelings about your friend telling you and joking about this, and you haven't been open about it. You haven't said, "Hey," you haven't said, "Can you please stop making that joke?" Because I don't think it's a joke, and it's completely okay not to feel that for you something is a joke, and for other people it might be, even if they think that you're too much because for you it's not a joke. Doesn't matter. If it made you feel uncomfortable because she said it so many times, every time you were buying something that it's obviously meaningful to you to be able to go and buy designer clothing, obviously it's meaningful to you, it's your thing. She was making fun of it. She was saying these things. She went as far as to say, "Oh, I could not be that shallow." And even if it was funny to her, it's not funny to you.
Mm-hmm.
You've been holding on to this feeling, and then when it comes to this moment, it came out as like, "Well, I don't want to give it to you because this is what you said about me." So you end up in a position of like the other person doesn't is not taking you seriously, and the other friends is not taking them seriously either,
Right.
because you stayed in between two different things.
Right.
Is it? I think you could have just let with, even if you okay, let's say you didn't talk about it, even though I think you should, but like you didn't talk about it, you don't want to really say that to that person. You just want to like you have decided to completely avoid the topic. Just go with the first thing. Just say, "I don't do this. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. I want to be in the trip. Like I only let people borrow stuff when I'm in the place. Sorry, this is just the way it works because they are designing clothes and they're very important to me. And it's not that I don't trust you, but it's just the way I go." And then the the respect that that person has over that tells you a lot, will tell you a lot about what kind of friend you have. Already making fun of you in this way, I think it tells you a lot of what type of person that is.
Oh yeah.
But let's just say sometimes we can be mean and we don't know. Maybe this person doesn't know that she's being mean. Maybe this person doesn't see how her joke can be like, you know,
I think she's just
unnecessary.
jealous.
She could be just
Very
jealous, but I'm
jealous.
saying like nobody's perfect, and sometimes
Yeah.
people will joke in a way that you just go like, they need the other person to be like, please don't joke about that because
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying is, my take is, I don't think you went about it the truthful, genuine way. If you would have been like, either already had told her in the past, "I don't like this," I think she wouldn't have even, you would know what type of friend she is, and you wouldn't be in this situation right now. If she respected it, I think she would also respect you now saying, "I'm sorry, I do not let people borrow my stuff." She would also respect that. When we respect people and when we respect friends and friendship, we understand those type of things. We understand, "Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
this is not something that I do." My sister doesn't like to she doesn't like me to borrow stuff ever. That's just the way she is. She will let me here and there. I'll be like, "Abby, can I please, 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 please?" But there's this one jacket I really want to wear it, and she doesn't let me wear it. But I have to accept that, like that's just the way she goes. It's not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like there are certain people that do not like others borrowing their stuff, and that's okay. Even if you're not like that, it's okay. It's their stuff at the end of the day. But I do
Because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like it came out. It came out that this is the reason why you really don't want her to.
I agree.
So
there were two different stories.
So now it becomes a problem because it's not just about respect my boundary, which is like, even if you don't like it, there's nothing I can do. I don't let people borrow my stuff. But it became about, well, you've also said this and you've also said that. And then the other person is just that, and everybody's going to have all these opinions just because in the beginning, when you felt uncomfortable time and time again about a comment, you never said anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Communication.
Communication.
Once again.
That's all it takes.
Can we talk about that a little bit? Because maybe we can just talk about that. How hard it is.
No, it's hard.
Sometimes to tell your friends when you don't like a joke. Right?
Yes.
It's a thing.
It's a thing because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want to cause problems in the friendship. But I think, this is just me, that when you open up that door and when you honestly and genuinely tell someone from a good place, not from a reactive place, hey, you know what? I actually don't like that joke. It hurts my feelings, and I don't think that's something that we need to bring to this friendship. Something like that. It actually opens up the door of saying, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. And it will not cause problems. It will not be made a bigger deal than it needs to be if you just come from a very honest
perspective. Yeah. 100%. And for my people pleasing recovery people out there, because I know, believe me, the nervous system of people pleasers, for whatever reason they are that way, goes like through the roof right away when they're like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
No, like that's gonna become a problem, right? Because especially people that come from like highly conflicting situation, like
experiences,
or like when you're growing up, in a way. Yeah, environments. Let's just say highly conflictive environments when you were growing up.
Yeah.
You don't want anything to become a conflict when you're an adult.
I know.
So even saying something like that can be like so
it's triggering.
It's triggering because it's like, no, because I could lose that person, because that person can get mad, whatever it is. But once you pass that door, I'm telling you from experience, because I used to be like that.
She's grown so much.
I know. You've been there for it. You've been there for it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. It's great. I'm telling you.
And you get like the confidence and the courage to stand up for yourself more often, which is a beautiful thing.
And this is the thing. It's standing up for yourself, but it's also understanding that that's just what I think. That's what that's what I feel.
And that's valid.
Oh, I really feel this way. I don't like that joke for whatever reason. I'm just gonna tell my friend.
And a good friend
will get it.
Will understand. A not so good friend
will be like, well, it's you, blah blah blah,
or make fun of it even more.
Yeah. Oh, ha ha ha. Like, oh, she's
and that's how you know too. And then you learn lessons that way as well.
Yeah.
It's being honest is a great thing, guys. It's a great thing.
It's a great thing. Let's do it more often. Soul's Meat invites you to be more honest. Cling. Well,
that's the message for today.
That's the message for today.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming and joining us on episode 10. This is episode 10.
No, 9.
That was last week.
No way.
Yes.
This is episode 10?
Yes.
Guys.
Happy anniversary.
Happy 10th anniversary for episodes. Imagine when it's like 500 in 92.
In 92. Okay.
In 592, we'll come back to this gift.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.